to do the work anniversary.
All right.
All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Friday with Friends. My name is Victoria Sexton, and I'm an attorney at Coast to Coast Legal Aid of South Florida. And today we are joined by Jessica and Linda, who are both human trafficking case managers at Nancy J. Cotterman Center. Thank you guys both for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Victoria.
Of course, thank you. Let's dive right in. Can one of you guys give us a brief overview of the services that Nancy J. Cotterman Center offers in Broward County?
Of course, yeah. So Nancy J. Cotterman Center, we are the certified child advocacy center and rape crisis center. So we provide direct services for sexual assault for both adults and children. We have a crisis unit that handles those cases. We also have the CPT, which is the child protection team that conducts forensic interviews and conducts assessments on reports that come in through the Florida Abuse Hotline. And in addition to that, we have our counseling unit that provides therapeutic services for adults, children, and family who have been affected from sexual assault or sexual violence or human trafficking. And we also have a volunteer program as well, and our human trafficking program, which Linda and I are both a part of, which we'll speak about a little bit more.
That's amazing. And how long have you guys been in Broward County doing this?
So our human trafficking program is about 2 years old now, but the Nancy J. Cotterman Center has been around for a while.
That's amazing. And where is the center located, and what are the hours of operation?
So we're located in Fort Lauderdale. Our address is 400 Northeast 4th Street, Fort Lauderdale 33301. And we're actually open 24 hours a day. We're an emergency crisis center. So if anybody has a crisis, they can also contact us to our 24/7 hotline that's available to survivors. So our unit, specifically human trafficking, we're typically 9 to 5. However, we're flexible, and we accommodate to our client and provider needs.
That's amazing. And so today we're going to focus a little bit more on the survivors of human trafficking aspect of it. Can you tell us what the survivors of human trafficking unit at Nancy J. Cotterman does and what services you offer?
Yes, of course. So we provide direct case management and coordination services for survivors of human trafficking, both adults and children. What that means is we provide accompaniment, possibly to, for instance, to court appearances, law enforcement, interviews. We also connect survivors to services after completing a needs assessment or a human trafficking assessment. We're able to determine there what some of those services might be.
So in addition to those services, we also provide human trafficking prevention groups. So we work with at-risk youth in several different group homes or other areas, sometimes even schools, to do community outreach. We work with other providers doing trainings. It's just important, as in addition to like the prevention aspect, to just raise awareness.
Amazing. And so I know you mentioned, Jess, that you work with adults and minors. Do you also work with individuals of all genders, of all forms of trafficking as well?
Yes, so we serve all populations, males, females, adults. We serve transgender, LGBTQ community as well, and labor and sex trafficking. So anyone who is a survivor of human trafficking can receive services through the Nancy J. Cotterman Center. And if someone is a victim of sexual violence, in addition to human trafficking, they can receive services through the crisis team.
Okay, and how would somebody go about to receive services? Is it a referral, or can somebody just walk in? What's the procedure?
Okay, so it is a referral process. And what we recommend, and I believe that the numbers are going to be put in the chat, that you, if someone is in need of services, you can contact our main line or our crisis team and be able to provide some information. If it's an adult, typically we like to speak to the adult directly and provide what the situation is and possibly what some of the needs are so that we can get a good understanding. And once we receive that intake, it will get assigned to one of the case management team in the HT unit.
Okay, thank you. And since COVID-19 and the pandemic has happened in March, how has that affected the services that you're providing to the community? Has it changed the way that you provide services?
So we've had to switch, and accommodate to the times that we're living in right now. A lot of our services have been we're doing it virtual through telehealth and several other platforms that we're using. But we're able to continue to do our case management. We do our face-to-face via, telecommunications. We still do accompaniment through the courts, attending court hearings virtually. So a lot of our services are, we haven't stopped any of our services. And if any of our survivors need to come in for an exam or an emergency or crisis, we are open and seeing people face-to-face.
That's great. And as far as since COVID-19, have you seen an increase or a decrease in survivors or in calls that you're getting?
So at the beginning, when the country was more shut down, we didn't really have an increase in cases. But since the county has started to open up, we have started to see a large increase in the amount of cases that we're getting.
And does any of the services at the center cost anything, or how does that work?
No, all of our services are free of charge. I also failed to mention at the beginning, we do have a psychologist on staff in addition to all the other services. So that as well is free to survivors.
Okay, and is therapy now telehealth, or how's that working out?
Yes, therapy is also telehealth. Our therapists are still meeting with the clients. They do have the option to meet in person here as well, but most of them are being done telehealth.
That's amazing. And you said you serve family members of survivors. Is that through therapy, or how does that work?
That's correct. We have therapy for secondary victims as well. So it is open and available to adults or minors that of a family member that has experienced any sexual assault or human trafficking.
Great, that's amazing. Thank you both so much for joining us today and for all the work you do. I know I've worked with both of you and you guys are amazing, and the community is so lucky to have you here. The contact information for everything we said before, we're gonna put in the chat if it's not already there now. And please, everybody, remember that today at 2 p.m., Coast to Coast attorneys are going to be doing a presentation with the Broward County Library on domestic violence and navigating the legal system. The link to register will also be in the chat, and please give us a like and follow on Facebook. Thank you guys again for joining us, and everyone have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you, everyone.